This video tells the story of how I bought and restored a sailboat at the age of 14. Yeah, and I'm still happily sailing her around the island today. But let's start from the beginning. I'd done dinghy sailing from a very young age, as you can see, having the time of my life. And I still do that today, mostly in lasers, and I still really enjoy that. But a few years ago, I decided I wanted to head for the high seas. So I started looking at sailing boats for sale. I don't know what I was looking for really, I was just looking, kind of for fun. But then I realised how cheap some of these old sailboats were, and that's when I had this crazy idea. So, after some more looking, on this random website called White Bay, I put in a search, and this was the boat. She's a Hurley 18, built in 1967, and these are regarded as very seaworthy boats. In fact, someone just crossed the Atlantic and back in one of them. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. So these here are the only photos I saw of her beforehand. As you can see, she was in a pretty tired state. I didn't see her in person, I didn't get a survey, because that would have cost more than the boat itself. So the first project was the filling. She had lots of cracks in the gel coat, which required cleaning out, filling, sanding back, and painting. Next came the painting of the whole boat. This went okay. There was a lot of paint everywhere. Then the windows, as you can see, pretty dull. So I brought these back to my DT lab at school, where I cut them out, made templates, and as you can see, they look pretty good. Then came the electrics. So all I did for this was make a little circuit diagram using my GCSE physics, and somehow that kind of worked. I still don't really understand it today. But we've got a switch panel, she's got cabin lights, depth sounder, even a solar panel, and somehow it all works. The seats as well, the cockpit seats, as you can see, are pretty bad. So I measured these up, made out some templates on some marine ply, cut them out with a jigsaw, and then I varnished them, but of course the varnish all got destroyed within about a month. So luckily I found this fake teak stuff off eBay, which has actually been quite good. Since then I've done several other smaller projects, like this table, this galley unit, and this VHF radio holder. And here she is today, sailing. This was in fact the Maiden voyage, and mostly sailing her around the handle. Some of you will know that this here is in Bembridge by the lifeboat pier. But I'm slowly upgrading bits on her, like a new old jib and a new old mainsail. And hopefully someday I'll be able to take her further afield. So, thank you very much for listening to me rant for 3 minutes. If you do enjoy this, please subscribe and like, and I promise the next videos will actually be me sailing, and me, in person. So yeah, subscribe. What else do YouTubers say? We are up quite early this morning after receiving just the worst message possible. We've been sent a photo of my boat, not in its happy state on its mooring, but instead lying ashore